Hi, good evening, and welcome to Pulse by Bloodline. This
Thanks, it's a
evening's guest,
pleasure.
this evening's guest is Keishorn Julien, the 2021 NLCB Panograma champion and a panelist as well. Welcome, Keishaun.
Thanks. A pleasure to be on.
Okay, so let's start with a bit about who's Keishorn Julien, where he came from, something about the family, stuff like that.
Okay, so Keishorn Julien is a humble person, came from humble beginnings. I started playing, I was introduced to the steel pan at around the age of 5 during a summer camp at the Our Boy Steel Orchestra in Tobago. The camp lasted for about 2 weeks. And then after that, I started taking some steel pan lessons with a guy by the name of Fabian for a short while as well. But my professional journey would have really begun back in 2006, back at the Our Boy Steel Orchestra, where I would have gone there for the Panograma season. One day my dad just decided to take me to the panyard. I don't know why, but I guess it was destiny. So he took me to the panyard. I started learning the song at Our Boys. I didn't learn the entire Panorama song back then, but people like Leandro Nori and Roger Sardina really saw that I had potential, and they were some of like the early persons that influenced me in my journey as a steel pan musician. I would have also taken part in various competitions as I started taking part in competitions like the Children's Showcase. I would have also taken part in like Baker Scouting for Talent, National Junior Steel Band Music Festival as a soloist, and really build my reputation here in Tobago. And then I would have also started touring with Our Boy Steel Orchestra. So I've been to places such as France, Belgium, and I would have also done my own tours as well as a soloist to Japan, Belize, Canada. So right now, I hold a bachelor's in musical arts from the University of the West Indies, and my experience and my journey as a steel pan musician has been one that has really changed my outlook and where I really thought I would have been today.
So as a young fellow growing up, right, was it always that you wanted to be a panelist, or you had an alternative profession, something that you think you might have wanted to do?
So growing up, I never thought that I would have been a musician. As a young boy, I liked football. So I was thinking maybe I'd be a pro footballer like, Dwight York. I also, I like technology and gadgets and all those stuff. So I was also thinking down the lines of something computer-wise. And even before that, before like when I was around like age 4 or 5, everybody wanted saying that they want to be a policeman, they want to be a fireman, they want to be a doctor. I wanted to be a bank owner. I wanted to own the bank. So music was definitely not one of those things until I was around maybe age 14. I started looking into the possibility of a musical career.
You also play with Renegades, Anderson?
Yes. So I played with BP Renegades for the past 2 panoramas. So I played when the year that they won with the Garbage Bag song. It didn't come into me. And then I played last panorama as well. And playing with BP Renegades has been truly a great experience. The whole Renegades family, it's like one band, and being there with Duvon Stewart, seeing how everybody has respect for him and the love and everything around the BP Renegades panyard, man, I just totally love the experience there.
Well, besides Duvon, a champion arranger, I must say. Besides Duvon, do you have any other favorite arrangers that you'd like to work with, maybe? Arrangers?
So I really like jet style. I also like Bugsy Sharp, Professor Fillmore, all these great arrangers would have had an influence on me, even as a young and upcoming arranger, and even as a steel pan soloist.
So you do arrange as well?
Yes. So I would have arranged for the Alpha Pan Pioneers. That's a small band out of Tobago. So I would have co-arranged with Marina Marfan for last Panograma season. And that was the first time in Panograma.
Do you play other instruments?
No, steel pan is the only instrument I play. I mean, I do like a little trap set and stuff. Even like, as a arranger, sometime in the panyard, the drummer mightn't be there for whatever reason, and you had to take over on the kits. But I wouldn't really market myself as a drummer because no way I could just do like the basics.
Keep on
Yeah.
For some time now we've been hearing this cry amongst panists, but pan in danger, because it seems that the tuners, Asian guys, elderly guys, and there isn't much training being done of young people coming up to Philly Beach. And what are your thoughts on that?
I definitely think at this stage we are at right now in the steel pan industry, in terms of the steel pan tuning and stuff, I think that there's a little cause for concern, because there's only like a handful of guys that that you can really depend on and who is there. So I think that right now it is very important that the people who are in the industry provide a platform or a sort of medium to pass on the knowledge now more than ever, because in recent years we would have lost a few great pan tuners and makers. So I think right now is very critical in terms of passing on that knowledge, because remember, the craft of pan making and pan tuning, it takes a while to develop and to master. So I think right now is the time for some stuff to be happening with that. And I think I saw some stuff from like Andy Niels on Facebook where he was teaching young people. I think Augustus Peters maybe have some stuff as well. But we just need to get more on that train.
Tell me something about the experiences in Renegades. How you became attached to the band from Tobago, from Tobago to Renegades?
Well, while I was in Trinidad doing my degree at UE, I always, even before I came to Trinidad, I had a good relationship with Duvon. And Duvon would always say, we had to come by Renegades. And I mean, Renegades for me is one of the bands that I always, even growing up in Tobago, like I always looked to playing with Renegades as an accomplishment. And moving to Trinidad, it took a while before I went to Renegades, because I actually didn't play with any Trini bands for like the first 2 years while I was in Trinidad. Then I ended up playing with Silver Stars 1 year, because some of my classmates and stuff were playing with Silver Stars, and it was a cool lime after school going Silver Stars, taking music. But I really wanted to go by Renegades, and 2019 I went by the Panyard and started taking the music. And Duvon welcomed me with open arms. The whole Renegades family opened me with open arms, and right now Renegades to me is family.
Family, that's very nice. What are some of your favorite experiences as a panelist?
some of my favorite experiences would come out of traveling, like when you go to other countries and the appreciation that people would give you for the instrument. Like some people be in disbelief, they want to know how the instrument working, and the way how you get treated away is totally different from Trinidad and Tobago. It's like while you're away, like it's like a celebrity. And then you come back home here. I mean, yes, there are a lot of pan supporters here. There are a lot of people that support the art form. But at the same time, I think that we here in Trinidad and Tobago, we sort of have a lack of appreciation for what the steel pan truly is and what it can become.
Yes, I can imagine. Yeah. Okay, so I want to ask you a couple of questions. Just some trivia questions.
No problem.
I call this segment blood pressure. Right? Simple questions. And you have to answer yea or nay. Okay? You ready?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, here we go. Tulum or sugar cake?
Tulum. Well,
Buljol or smoke erin?
Buljol.
Football or basketball?
Football.
WhatsApp or Instagram?
That tough one, boy. That tough one. Well, I kind of lean to the Instagram.
Tenor or double seconds?
That's a tough one as well. But I'll say tenor because I'm more comfortable on the tenor.
Panograma or Steel Band Festival?
Panograma.
Panograma. Okay, so you answered, you got through that with flying colors. All right? Tell me something. How has COVID-19 affected you as a musician?
So in terms of, I do a lot of, well, in the past I would have been doing a lot of wedding performances and, private events. That is where majority of my steel pan income would have come from. And, with the whole place locking down and people social distances, no set of live events and stuff like that, I would have had to adapt. And I think I did a pretty good job at doing that. Currently, I offer online steel pan lessons where I have quite a bit of students from all over the world. And, I just share my talent and share the instrument with them. Apart from that, I would have also been able to take an advantage of some of the online opportunities and markets. Like there's a platform called Fiverr where I would have done certain.
What do you call it? Fiverr?
Fiverr.
Not Pfizer.
Nah.
Yeah, what's that? What's Fiverr?
Yeah, so it's a platform for freelancers where you can basically offer services. So people who probably want like steel pan recordings and stuff, like I have my own little setup here, so I would do recordings for them for their songs or whatever, and they pay me and I send it for them. So some of those little stuff has really been going a long way during this COVID season. So for the most part, it's not as bad as it could have been, but it still could be better.
Okay. Would you have any advice, for like young people who want to learn to play pan, get into pan? Any advice for them?
Yeah, I would say definitely go and learn to play pan if you have the opportunity, even though you don't want to do it professionally. And even though it's just a panorama you want to experience, definitely go and do it. Because I think steel pan is more than just playing. I think that it's a social experience, especially around the panorama season. It's more than just going and learn music and going and perform. The entire embodiment of what steel pan is, it's all about bringing people together from different walks of life and different backgrounds. So I definitely think it's something that could help develop someone holistically.
Do you think that the state and maybe Patrick could get more proactive in grooming and producing young panelists? Maybe more to do with panel schools and stuff like that.
Right. So I personally, I always try to not give one person like the full responsibility of taking something on, like for example, Panograma or the government. I think that we as a pan community, I think that we are the ones who has to really drive that. And I mean, Panograma is made up of the steel band community. So I don't want to just label it as Panograma, but we as a steel pan community in a whole, I think that definitely more could be done. Definitely. There's always room for improvement.
I just have one more question for you.
No problem.
Okay. Where do you see Keishorn Julien in the next 20 years?
I see Keishorn Julien as an accomplished steel pan musician, arranger, and someone who would really showcase the steel pan to the world. I think that there's still a lot of untouched territories that steel pan needs to tap into. And I definitely think I would be one of those driving force to really bring more exposure to the instrument and to the culture of Trinidad and Tobago.
Keishorn, I must thank you very much for the time you spent with us this evening. And by the way, congratulations on your victory.
Thanks very much.
It was a wonderful presentation.
Thanks. And I want to also take time to thank the team as well. I want to take time to thank Miss Connie Joseph out of Full Stop Music in Tobago. She would have done the backing track, and she would have sat down with me and work out all the arrangements and stuff. And just how I told her I wanted it to be, she was able to bring that to the table. I want to also thank Miss Katoya Sandy out of Royal Creation Weddings and Events in Tobago as well. She would have done the backdrop. I want to thank Mr. Christopher Litrin out of Trinidad. He would have done the Pan by Storm sign. And I want to also thank Mr. Daniel Clark out of Fluorescent Black in Tobago, a clothing line. He's a young fashion designer, and he would have done the outfit that I wore for the finals. So big thanks to them. And I want to also thank my parents as well. They were there supporting me and helping with the technical stuff, and also my girlfriend. So much thanks to all of those people. Without them, it wouldn't be possible.
Okay, Keishorn, I must thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, you have been watching at Pulse by Bloodline on iEnt Live. My guest this evening was Keishorn Julien, the 2021 NLCB Panograma champion. Ciao.